Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently 6:26 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, and I'm going to look up the weather to see what the temperature is. I think it's in the upper 80s. It's very warm in Indianapolis today. And tomorrow it's supposed to drop and be much cooler. Up, it says it is 88, feels like 91. Let's see what tomorrow is supposed to be. Tomorrow is supposed to be a high of 65. So, what is that? 23 degrees cooler tomorrow than it is today. And then Friday, 66. Saturday, 73. Sunday, 71. Monday, 67, 67. Yeah. I was talking to my neighbor across the street, and she was like, I think today is like the last really nice day of summer, fall. Like we might have a few days, you know, in October where it comes back around. I want to look on here really quick because Alex is getting ready to go to San Diego. I want to see what the weather is like in San Diego here for the next... Oh, it's 75 there today. It's warmer here than it is there. So let's see what the weather is going to be like in San Diego for the next couple days. So he leaves Friday, 80, 84, full sun, 80, 84, 83, 83, 83, 81. So full 80s. It'll be nice weather while he's out there. He's going to have a couple beach days. And he is inside putting the dishes away. Just got home from work a little bit ago, and I am still uploading my videos. I did a drama video. I think I just posted it. Did I post it? I think I posted it. Hold on, we'll look and see. Yeah, I did. I posted it 11 minutes ago. And I am currently uploading my review video, and I'm currently uploading my Peterisms video that I did. I hadn't posted a Peterisms video in several days, so that was nice to do that today. I talked on there, actually, quite a bit about how I utilize that whole idea of starting your day over. That's like the first, that's pretty much the major part of the video, and then I read a meditation. So if you want to hear me talk more at length about like how I start my day over and things like that, you can go over there and on my Peterisms channel and watch that video. That will be up today. Last night, I vlogged before I went to my meeting. I laid down for like a half an hour, and I usually like take a shower and try to dress like kind of cute for my meeting and stuff, not that it matters. But yesterday I was so tired, so I laid down for like a half an hour with Alex and Boo Radley, and then I just threw on a black t-shirt and a black pair of shorts, black t-shirt, my daily routine, and this hat, obviously, and went to the meeting, and we had a good time. Alex took me to Tanya's, and then Tanya and I went to our meeting. It was kind of packed last night, and it was really cool. There were so many people that celebrated birthdays last night. There was somebody that celebrated 30 days, somebody that celebrated 90 days, somebody that celebrated a year, somebody that celebrated a year yesterday was like their actual birthday, and then a friend of mine who I've known as long as I've gotten sober, and he had 32 years, which was really awesome. And it just was really cool to see recovery work. You know, I mean, it's obviously something that I know works because I live it. But when you see it in other people, and you've got to see their journey because you've got to see them walk through the door, you know, and you've got to see them really struggle to get those 30 days or 90 days or a year, right? Like this guy that had his birthday on yesterday. Like, I mean, I remember him like coming through the door, and he's a friend of mine, and it just was really cool to see, like, you know, I think like the year birthday is such a big deal. It was such a big deal to me. I've talked about this on here before, but it was like I had made it through everything that I was afraid I was going to make it through in that first year, you know, or all the excuses that I could come up with, you know, like, oh, I like to drink in the winter, or oh, I like to drink in the spring, or oh, I like to drink in the fall, or in the, you know, summer, or whatever, or like a nice fall day, or, you know, if somebody dies, or if I go to a wedding, or somebody's birthday, or my birthday, or, you know, celebrating, or being sad, or being angry, or whatever. It's like everything that could be a possible trigger for me to use or drink having gone, like, being sober for a year, I had gone through all of that, right? So I no longer could use those things as an excuse for not being able to, like, be successful in recovery, because I had done it, you know? And I remember, so my mom got sober, her sobriety birthday was June 2nd, and my cousin's wedding is the 3rd week of June, my cousin Caroline, and that was the first wedding that I had gone to sober. And, you know, I didn't see my mom a lot that first 6 months that I was sober, because I had told her that I can't be around people that are using. And she was like, okay, but Shirley, you don't mean me, and don't call me Shirley. She was like, Shirley, you don't mean me. And I was like, yeah, Mom, like, I can't be around people that are drinking and using, because their behaviors might trigger me. I might start to crave, like, I don't know what, you know. And like with my mom, when she would drink, it wasn't, my mom's drinking didn't make me really want to drink. It made, it irritated and frustrated me to the point that then I would get so upset that then I'd be like, screw it, you know, I want to drink. And that was like, I dealt with the stress of my mother by drinking. Isn't that so sick and sad that I dealt with my mom's drinking by drinking? Like, it makes no sense, right? And I honestly can remember, like, one Christmas, I think I was like in high school. I might have been like out of high school at this point, but it might have been like my first year in college, that I can remember, I feel like it was like my first year out, because I stayed at my mom's house on Christmas Eve. But I remember, like, that Christmas Eve, she got like really intoxicated, and I can remember, like, you know, like, my aunt and uncle had come over with Caroline and, you know, people for like Christmas Eve dinner, and our Christmas Eve dinners were always like very dressy, like we dressed up, candle lit, very nice, all that kind of stuff. Hey, I got something to tell you later.
You saw me on camera again?
No, but I got something to tell you later. Okay. We've got the whole weekend. That was my neighbor next door. We're bachelors this weekend. So we were talking about being bachelors this weekend, but I can remember, you know, and it was like a really like wintry Christmas. Like, it was like a lot of snow outside and stuff, and I can remember, like, I wasn't super intoxicated at this point, but I remember my mom had like gone upstairs and passed out in bed, and it was like my aunt and uncle had left, and it was like 9:30 or something. And I was so pissed. Like, I was so angry at all of it. I can't remember how it ended, but I feel like, I mean, I don't remember every single holiday, obviously, but I feel like my aunt and uncle left because my mom got really drunk. And so I just was really, like, upset about how the whole situation turned out. Like, holidays were always something for me that I always looked forward to and still do. And I can remember standing in the kitchen. And so, like, our kitchen was here. We had like a kitchen that had like a huge kitchen island, and then there was like an area that had like a butcher block table with it, and like bookshelves built in, and that was where we like ate dinner when I was growing up. But like the kitchen part of it was like all like one big room, and then next to it was like a very formal dining room that had the dining room, actually a dining room table that we have here, that you could fit like 12 people at it. We have it now so you can fit 6 people at it, but you could put like leaves in it to sit 12 people at it. It was very formal. And so I was cleaning everything up. I was cleaning up all the plates and everything, you know. Well, my aunt and uncle and, you know, everybody have been drinking, and so there were like cocktail glasses in the living room where everybody had been sitting, and there were like wine glasses on the dining room table and stuff. And so I can remember just like sitting there cleaning and like sobbing and just like throwing back like wine. And so like wine and these watered down cocktails that have been in the living room, you know. And and then being so frustrated at the same time that like I can remember taking these bottles when I was done and was going upstairs to go to bed and just pouring them down the drain and just being so pissed. And like, it doesn't really make any sense when I look back on that. Like, I was mad at my mom, I was mad at the alcohol, but at the same time, like, I drank to deal with it. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like, when I look back at it, you know? And, so that first So I didn't see my mom a lot that first 6 months that I was sober, just because she wasn't sober and she was still drinking. And so, you know, I mean, I would stop by every once in a while, but it would be like early afternoon. I wasn't going to stop over here, you know, when my mom, like, she started drinking early, like, not early, but 6, you know, cocktail hour or whatever. I wouldn't have stopped by here during then. So she got sober June 2nd, and hit the ground running. Like, I mean, right away was super serious about sobriety. And my mom always said that from a very early part of her recovery, she felt like the desire to drink had been lifted from her, which is promised to us. But she believed that that had happened to her really, really early in sobriety. Not like the first 3 weeks, but she did believe that. Because she would say, like, cocktail hour was always the hardest for her, because she would sit down. What she would do is she would go to the liquor store and she would get like a bottle of wine, or she loved these cocktails for 2 that came in cans, and she would get like a 6-pack of beer. She loved beer. She would get like a 6-pack of beer and then like 2 cocktails for 2, or 2 martinis for 2, and she would drink them in these 2 cans, and she would just like pour it into a martini glass, you know. And she would get on the phone and she would call her friends from like 6 to 8 o'clock. And, or like, you know, what would happen is, like, when I was growing up, like, my mom's friends that were married would come over with their, you know, kids and whatever, and they would play music and they would dance in the library and, you know, drink, and then at 6 o'clock, this didn't happen every day, but like once a week, and then they would leave and go home to their husbands and their families, and my mom was left as a single mother, and was just so sad and depressed about it, you know, that she just really struggled. And she would say, I hate being in this big old house all by myself with just you. And she really, like, her drinking was really bad, like when I would be with my dad on weekends and stuff. Because it wasn't every day. And I you know, said that there were a lot of days that it was chili dinner and, you know, Little House on the Prairie, and my mom didn't have a drink at all, you know. So anyway, we went to my cousin's wedding, and we had such a blast. I just remember dancing and having so much fun. And, you know, and then my relationship with my mom really changed. Speaking of Christmases, I remember, like, my mom, I don't know if this was something that she did when she was drinking, because I don't remember. I feel like I do kind of remember it from high school. But my mom always loved to watch the Midnight Mass at the Vatican. That's on TV. That was, like, one of her favorite things to do, even though she wasn't Catholic. And I remember, like, we always did New Year's or Christmas Eve at my mom's house. And so this is like from years before, but my mom had gotten into, like, she'd slid off the road with my grandma and I in the car when I was very young. And so that was on Christmas Eve, coming from my aunt and uncle's house to my mom's house. So after that, we always had Christmas Eve at our house to not put my mom in that position. And that was something that she struggled with till the day that she died. She always felt horrible about that. But anyway, so, you know, I would go to my mom's house for Christmas Eve. My aunt and uncle and Caroline and everybody would come over there. And we would have this big Christmas Eve dinner. And it was always like beef Wellington, or, you know, something fancy, you know, and nice. And, you know, twice baked potatoes. And my Aunt Kathy's decadent chocolate cake and all that kind of stuff. It was really nice, you know, with like a, you know, big, like some kind of salad. And so... But when my mom got sober, Christmases changed, because after my aunt and uncle would leave, my mom and I, we would take a walk, like, down the street for like a half an hour. We would, like, get up in all these coats and stuff, and we would, like, sing Christmas songs, and we would just talk about the night, and we would talk about Christmas and all this stuff and share memories. And then we would come back and we would drink coffee. And then we would, and I didn't typically stay over at my mom's house after I got sober, mostly because I was in a relationship. And so my first boyfriend, he would spend, one Christmas he spent with his family. The other Christmases, so out of 5, the first Christmas he spent with his family. The other 4, he would go there earlier, like in the day, and then by the time that my aunt and uncle were leaving, he usually came to my mom's house and then would do Christmas Day with us. My ex, we would do always Christmas Eve with my mom and my aunt, always. And then Christmas Day, we would do like at 10, we would do like a breakfast and open presents here with my mom. And then he and I would leave about 1 o'clock and go down to where he's from, Seymour, Indiana, to go visit his family and stuff, and then we would come back after that. Except for the last couple years, because that was when we started getting a cabin in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because I was obsessed with that movie, Smoky Mountain Christmas, and he loved it too, so we started getting a cabin. And so my mom and he and our friend Scotty that passed away a couple years ago, and the four of us would go down to this cabin in Gatlinburg and stay there for like a week. And that was really fun. So anyway, and a couple of those Christmases, like Caroline, my aunt and uncle, they had gone to a time show that they have in Florida. So in, I can't remember what the place, Sarasota, Longboat Key. And so, like, they weren't here anyway, you know. But anyway, so my mom and I, we would come back and we would drink coffee after taking the walk, and then, you know, talk about stuff, and then we would watch the Vatican. We would start watching it, and then I typically left around that time, you know. And so Christmases were really, they changed a lot from when my mom was sober. And I think, like, one of the things my mom really struggled with was, like, this idea of quote-unquote not being a family, like, unit, like husband, wife, child. Because I can remember, like, the first couple years that my dad left were really hard for my mom on Christmas. Like, holidays were really hard for my mom. And, but, like, in sobriety, like, she kind of, like, was okay with all of that, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I was just showing Alex this. Well, I'm actually drinking from my mom's favorite coffee mug. That's so pretty. I got this at this store called the Stone Mug in Saugatuck, Michigan, where we used to go in summer. I'm drinking cold coffee that I do. Can you guys see it? From the, this is the blonde roast from Starbucks. But I was telling Caroline was talking about something to do with her mom had made a cookbook like a year or two before she passed away. And I was like, I don't think I have one of those. And then I brought it home and I was like, actually that looks really familiar to me. So my Aunt Kathy, I mean, it's nothing like huge, right? But my aunt loved to cook. And would like make all of these, like, I remember her making a lot of soups, stuffing, side dishes, things like that. She would make for my mom like a whole pot of chili and then like corn muffins or cornbread, and then she would like bring it over here, and my mom would eat off that for like 3 or 4 days. So anyway, Caroline gave me one, and I was just showing it to Alex, and Alex is like, I think we have one of those already, and I think we do too. But so here it is, Kathy's cookbook, and then on the back it says, the world famous recipes are gathered together from all of Kathy's family and friends and are collected in this book. I love that so much. And when you go in here, it's got like all of these dips and stuff, because I was like, my Aunt Kathy, she always made fantastic soups. So 17 to 22 is soups. And I was looking in here. I should probably share some of these with you guys. Vegetable soup, chili, easy bean soup. Those are my aunt's that she made, and French onion soup. And her vegetable soup and her chili, like my Aunt Kathy's vegetable soup was like chef's kiss. It was delicious. But what I'm so excited about in here is my aunt's closest friend, Carol. Hold on a second. If you go in here, 48 to 60. You know we talked about Carol's stuffing, right? Alex is so excited about this. On page 49 is the best dressing ever. And she has the recipe right here. So I'm really excited about that. But let's look at breads and muffins. Oh my God, my mom! Coffee cake. 1 box white cake mix. 1 package vanilla instant pudding. 1 table or teaspoon vanilla. 1/2 cup oil. 4 eggs. 1 cup sour cream. Banana nut bread. School that they went to. Oh, my grandma, her cornbread. 1 cup flour. 1 cup cornmeal, 1/2 cup sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons melted butter, 1 well-beaten egg, 1 cup sweet melt. Beat well and bake in 350-degree shallow pan for 30 minutes. Love that. I was looking to see if my mom's raw apple muffins were in there, but they're not in there. Is my Aunt Kathy's decadent chocolate cake in here under desserts? I don't see it. Pumpkin cheese roll, though. Oh, my mom has another recipe in here for burnt cream. 3 cups heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 6 egg yolks. My aunt has her strawberry cake in here. There's a lot of desserts in here. She has her lemon cake in here. Oh, here it is. Triple layer chocolate cake. I can't believe she has it in here. I'm so excited about it. What is this, a hot chocolate? Hold on a second, this is cool. Creamy hot chocolate. 1 pound Hershey's, 1 large jar Cremora, 3 cups powdered milk, 1/2 cup powdered sugar. Mix well. Use 3 tablespoons per cup. Peanut blossoms, gooey bars, halfway chocolate chip cookies, no bake holly leaves. Oh my god, my mom used to make those all the time. Do you guys know what I'm talking about with cornflakes? Those are so good. And you do the food coloring where it's green so it looks like holly leaves, and then in the middle you put little red hots in it. Does it say red hot? Cinnamon red hot candies for decoration. Pumpkin cookies. Hello Dollies, Rocky Road. The very last one is coconut balls. I cannot believe that my Aunt Kathy's decadent chocolate cake is in here. I'm gonna have to try to make some of these desserts. Oh my god, my grandma's noodles. Oh my god, my grandma made the best noodles in the entire world. 1 egg, 1 bread, 1.5 tablespoons of water, salt, pinch. Pour in Teflon skillet, dry it out, then turn and dry out other side. Breadboard cut noodles, 2 ounces of chicken boned. Frozen hash brown casserole. Oh my gosh. One and a half pounds frozen hash browns thawed. 1 pound carton sour cream. Half cup chopped onion. 1 cup shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Mix well. Put in buttered casserole and top with 1 cup crushed cornflakes. Drizzle 1 stick of melted butter over this. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Do you know, when I read the Cozy Mysteries, like one of the things that I absolutely love about the Cozy Mysteries is that some of them that like take places at restaurants will include like recipes in there. And even though I don't like to cook, you know, because I'm not very good at it, I really like enjoy just like hearing the recipes. I think it's cute. So I'm gonna have to look through that more. Anyway. Last night I came home from my meeting. Alex was just like hanging out in bed. Well, I didn't get home. I got home later than I usually got home because when Tanya and I got back to her house, her husband and their granddaughter went to go see that, what is that new movie that's out that everybody that I know wants to go see? I'll tell you guys what it's called. I want to see the new Avatar is what I want to see. The Woman King. They said it was fantastic. So they got back probably about 10:30, so I didn't get back to the house till about 11. And I was so tired, you guys. By the time I got home, I was like, okay, I have to lay down for just like 45 minutes, which we all know is going to be like 2 hours. So I didn't set my alarm, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was like 2:30 in the morning. No, it wasn't that late. It was like 1:30 in the morning, something like that. So I came downstairs, and I watched the end of the first episode of The Real Girlfriends in Paris, And then I watched the final 2 episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, and so I finished that, watched that. And then I watched The Patient on Hulu, this week's newest episode. Ask me why I'm watching the show. I don't know. So I have something to talk to Caroline about. It's so bad, you guys. It's so boring. And Caroline even watched it. It just came out yesterday. And she even watched it. And when I was talking to her today, she was like, I don't even remember what happened with that show this week. And I go, Caroline, you just watched it yesterday. Like, how could you already forget? She was like, I don't know. I know I watched it because she was like, Mike came in there and he was watching it too. Oh, she was telling me that he came in on the final episode of Sins of Our Mother. And he was like, this is crazy. But, Caroline and I were talking about that show. She goes, I don't even think it had so much to do with the LDS church. She was like, those people were just, they were not right. And that show is so sad. But anyway, so I got done with The Patient. And at that point, it was like really late. I needed to go to bed. But I was like, what am I going to start watching? Like, I want to watch Manifest, but I still have 2 seasons to watch. And as much as I love binge watching that show, it's nice to take a break from it every once in a while. So I was like, is there anything else? Oh, I know what happened. Somebody told me about a show. I don't know anything about it. It's called Heartbreak High or something on Netflix. I put it on my list, but I don't know anything about it. And so I went into Netflix. And when I went into Netflix, or no, I was looking up something else. And this ad for Dahmer came up. And I was like, how do I know about this show? And so I looked it up on Netflix, and it had literally, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like, it had come out at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's Ryan Murphy's newest show that he just put up on Netflix, and Evan Peters plays Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not going to ruin it for you because I haven't watched any of it. I watched like the first 5 minutes. But I love everything that Ryan Murphy does. And so I'm going to start watching that probably tonight. I hope it's not too scary because Alex is going out of town. But I think it's more of like them catching him and like the police or like the court trial and stuff like that. So it starts off in 1991. I graduated from high school in 1990. I didn't realize that, when did he die? When did Jeffrey Dahmer die? I know he died in prison. He was killed in prison. Jeffrey. But the thing is, I'm excited about this is that this is actually a case because it took place in my young, being in my 20s, that, and this was also around the same time as like the Fox Hollow Farms thing and stuff like that. And as being a young guy that was going out to gay bars and stuff like that, and Jeffrey Dahmer, was, like his victims were a lot of gay guys. So it really like kind of resonated with me at that time. There really aren't that many great like documentaries or anything about Jeffrey Dahmer. I actually read this book. I think it's by Joyce Carol Oates. Hold on a second. Jeffrey Dahmer, victims 17. He died in 1994. He died right before I got sober. November 28th, 1994. I want to see. Jeffrey Dahmer. I want to see if I read a book. I think it was by Joyce Carol Oates when I was in college. Joyce. I feel like it was like not about him, but kind of about him. Yeah, it's called Zombie. Zombie is a 1995 novel by American writer Joyce Carol Oates, which explores the mind of a serial killer. It was based on the life of Jeffrey Dahmer. That was such a great book. But I mean, it was fictional. It wasn't, fact. So I don't know anything about the show. It'll be interesting. And Alex, when I was just telling him about it, he was like, we never finished Impeachment, which Sarah Paulson plays Linda Tripp in that. And I was like, well, when you get back from San Diego, maybe we can start watching that again. I also want to start watching The Handmaid's Tale because I feel like everybody that I know right now is watching it. And Caroline loves, I think Tanya stopped watching it. She said it was too hard for her to watch or something like that. But Caroline is watching it. And she said every season gets worse, but she still loves it so much. And I feel like it's a show that I would really, really like. I liked the first season. We started watching the second season and we just kind of like, So, yeah, I don't know. Talked to my friend Valerini today. We are probably going to get together this weekend once or twice or something. She might take me to the grocery store. I have a neurology appointment tomorrow that got scheduled today. They called me about my CAT scan results. And my CAT scan results are showing improvements. So that's good. And just wants me to come in for just, you know, a check-in because I haven't been in for like 6 weeks or something like that. So that's tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to go in for that appointment. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film a bunch of videos. Okay. Alex has something late that he's doing tomorrow night, a work-related thing. So I'll definitely, well, I guess I shouldn't say definitely. I should be able to at least get my vlog up tomorrow, but other than that, it depends on, you know, me getting back from my appointment and stuff, like how many videos I get filmed or if I film them before or whatever. So yeah, so that appointment is tomorrow. I don't think it should be any earth-shattering news that I find out from that appointment. It's just a checkup. But I haven't seen him since I saw the neurosurgeon, and I haven't seen him since I got these latest CAT scans. And I didn't talk to him today. I talked to his assistant. So I was glad to know, though, that the CAT scan is showing improvements, which makes me happy. So, and I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner. I'm excited tonight to watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If we don't watch it tonight because things get, you know, away from us, we're going to end up watching it tomorrow. But it's supposed to be a really good one. Kathy Hilton apparently goes off on Kyle. Did you guys hear about this? It's like all over the internet. And says that she can ruin all of them and take down NBC and Bravo and all this kind of stuff. Apparently they address it in the reunion, which I'm ready to watch the reunion. So I don't know what, I think Alex was cooking something up for dinner. I'm either going to make grilled cheeses and soup, but I think I'm gonna have leftover pizza. I have that some of that Jets pizza in there. It's still good. So, and maybe some of my beets. Oh, those beets are so good. Yeah. And afterwards, Tanya and I, or after the meeting last night, Tanya and I went to the gas station and I got a Heath bar, which I have in there. And then I got chocolate covered peanuts, which I ate some last night, sitting out here watching my shows. They were so good. I love, like I said, I love bridge mix or just like chocolate covered peanuts. They remind me of my grandma a little bit, I think, because she always had like, just, I think because she liked to play bridge, I connect like bridge mix with that. I don't know. I mean, it has nothing to do, one has nothing to do with the other, right? But I do love bridge mix, which is just like all kinds of nuts, just like covered with, you know, chocolate. It's so good. So, ooh. Do you know what else I also got at Costco yesterday with Caroline? I got, I'll probably eat one of these tonight. I have like, I think there's like 8 that come in a package. I got apple cider donuts. Oh my God, with a cup of tea. Doesn't that sound so good? I think that sounds so good. So I'm actually kind of excited about this weekend. I'm going to just like watch shows, not have any time schedule. So if I get my videos up late, I get my videos up late because sometimes I try to like get stuff done before Alex gets home, you know. I mean, the vlog is one thing, I can sit outside and vlog, but inside, I don't want him to sit there and act like, or feel like he can't like watch TV or whatever, you know. So I try to get all the inside stuff done before he comes home. And then, but like this weekend I can, you know, he won't be around here, so I can film whenever I want. And so yeah, and just eat good food, junky food. Well, beets aren't junky, I guess. I want to get some more of those. God, the vinaigrette ones are so good. And I might get another pizza because I love that salad from Jets. I might just get a salad. The salad is so good. The medium is so big. I don't know what the party size is. The party size would be like huge. Might go out to dinner with a friend this weekend. Valerie and I might have brunch or dinner one day, or we might just go grocery shopping or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have a little relaxing weekend. It'll be nice. And I'm going to... Tanya and I always talk about how we do this when our husbands go out of town. We always like clean the house so it's like super clean and make the bed, put new sheets on and everything like that, you know, so it's like all cozy and have candles and everything else. So I'll probably do that. I was showing my neighbor, this is why he said, is it me on camera again? I don't know if you heard him say that, but I was showing him when we were in back because Alex has put up all these cameras and stuff now around the house. And so I was showing him the app where it has like all the cameras and you can look at them on there around the house. And I was showing that like their backyard and their patio is on like one of the cameras. And so I said, if you ever like, you know, hear something or whatever, just let us know and we can like, you can look it up. It'll like, you know, it's like live feed. And so I was showing it to him and he was like, we're on camera right now. I go, we're on camera right now. So, oh, look at that dog, is pretty. It's a something doodle. It's like white. It's too white to be a golden doodle, so I don't know what kind of doodle it is. It's a scoodle doodle. It's a noodle doodle. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, I'm going to go inside and get something to eat because I am hungry. So thank you for hanging out on the front porch with me today. Tomorrow, I'll probably have to have a hoodie on. It'll be a little chilly out here maybe. And I need to start looking into space heaters that I can plug in out here to have. The thing is, like with a space heater, even if I put it on right there, I don't know how much heat it's going to put on me. And honestly, like, I'm glad that we bought the air conditioning unit for our bedroom, but I think we used it maybe 2 or 3 times the whole summer. I didn't buy it till late, did I? But so we'll have it, like, if we ever need it. Like, I'm glad that we have it. But we didn't really get our money's worth of it out of that. So I don't know. I mean, we don't have a space heater. I guess it would be smart to have a space heater for the house as well, you know? So I'm going to look into that. And somebody asked me, they keep on asking me on like different platforms. They'll be like, have you and Caroline found out anything about your grandma? I do just want to say this really quick because I think they said it over here and they said it some other places too. We really haven't had the time. Like Caroline, she just got back from going to Florida for a week with Mike and David. And then, I mean, Caroline's been on a trip here, a trip there, whatever. So we really haven't had a whole lot of time. And like, she's not really taken, well, I think she's like one more trip she's taking, but she's like settling down like after that for the fall. So maybe then we'll start looking into it, but we really haven't had an opportunity to like even just take like a day, because like when she picks me up, like yesterday she picked me up, but she had a bunch of errands she had to run too, so it's not like we can run all over town and look up government records and stuff like that. You know, maybe one day when she's not so busy we can do that and we can look into it, but I definitely do want to look into more of that. So it's just kind of been put on the back burner for right now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out on the front porch with me tonight. This has been really fun and nice and relaxing, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. I keep on wanting to say Thursday. It feels like Thursday to me, but it's not. It's Wednesday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Do you notice that I always point when I say that? Like, I always have to point when I say that. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. Is that how I say it? You can start your day over whenever you want. Oh, and if you want to hear me talk more about that at length, go over to my Peterisms channel. My video is about that today. It's probably ready to go and be posted already because I was uploading it while I was over here. So that's number 1. Number 2, practice random acts of kindness, but what? Don't tell anyone. Just do it to put some positivity out there in the world and be a nicer, kinder person. And number 3, I was going to say the same one again. I always forget number 3. Make sure to reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might just be changing somebody's day. No, honestly, you know, when people text me that I haven't heard from in a while, it's like, oh my God, it's so nice to hear from them, you know? So just text somebody randomly and let them know how much it means to you. You know, I got to talk to my aunt last week that I hadn't talked to in a while. It was so nice talking to her, you know, and we just never do for no reason whatsoever. We just don't. So it was so great talking to her and reminiscing and talking about my summers that I used to spend with her and stuff like that. It was so fun. So anyway, yeah, and I'm glad that she reached out to me. So reach out to, or I reached out to her, I don't remember how it went, but anyway, just reach out to somebody and let them know that you're thinking about them. And I think that's it. So I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, those that want to hear it, and of course those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy birthday, Elena. Love ya.